Hey guys, what's up? Thought I'd do a little video here. I've been slacking a little bit, but I thought I'd show you where I'm at so far in the new Abyss League. Um, my internet's still garbage. They came out and tried to fix it, and it's a little better, but it's still pretty bad. So I've been dealing with that, playing a little D2. The D2 ladder reset came out. I haven't gotten very far in it either. And then a few other games I've been playing. Um, but I am going to be making, I do have a couple D2 videos about ready. And I'm going to be making some more Path of Exile stuff. And I was thinking about doing a Fallout franchise playthrough because I love the Fallout series. So I thought that would be cool just to make some Fallout videos, just like a playthrough of Fallout 1, 2, 3, New Vegas, 4. I thought it'd be pretty cool. So if you're interested in all that stuff, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notified when my videos go live. So yeah, into the Abyss League here. I'm not as far as I wanted to be, but I do have multiple characters at least. Even though my highest level is level 73. And I haven't been able to even get into Uber Lab yet. Because I don't have all the trials done. But still been having a blast with Abyss. I think Abysses are really fun. A couple of people in my guild pointed out they were kind of getting tired of picking up jewels, and then they're like, "Oh, like I don't even know half the time if a jewel's worth anything or not." So I still am having fun with it. So yeah, I just want to go through a few characters. Probably later on towards the end of Abyss, I'll probably do like a recap video of each one of these characters, so that you can see like the progress and everything. So this is the first character I made, was my summoner, and I made it with a buddy of mine, and we were playing, and he hasn't been on a lot, and the times that he has come on, we've only been able to play for a little bit, and then my internet starts disconnecting me every 5 minutes, like literally just I start disconnecting. So that gets annoying and we kind of stop. But, almost very close to mapping. With just a little bit of time, we can probably get to maps. And this character, I have pretty ready to go. I've been doing a lot of flipping and stuff on the auction house, especially these Bones of Earl. Like, I've been flipping them like crazy. I wanted to get a pair for my character, and I wanted 15% increased movement speed, and they were around, I think, like 5 or 6 chaos for the cheapest one at the time. But I started searching, and people were putting them up for 1 chaos for 15 movement speed, so I was buying them, and I kept a good pair for myself and just started selling for like 4 or 5 chaos each. The ones I was buying for, I even bought a couple for an ALK. People posted them for an ALK, and I bought them up and resold them for, 3 or 4 chaos. So, that let me pick up a lot of gear for my characters. So I got the Skull Helm, the Bones of Earl, of course. I've got a Stygian belt that's kind of crappy, but I think these are going to be pretty much a staple in-game, especially the unique one. I have a unique one somewhere that I'm probably going to use to help level up characters. Because I think you get some low-level jewels put in those. I think Ziggy D made a video of it too that kind of intrigued me, so I was like, yeah, I might try this out. But this character is pretty much ready. I have the Reverberation Rod with my Summon Raging Spirits, and I did have, you can see this is a +1 socket fire gems. I did have a spell totem set up with Raging Spirit as well, but to be honest, I'm at the point where I don't even need Summon Raging Spirit. They're just kind of fun to have something to do. But yeah, I got Summon Raging Spirit with minion damage and melee splash. And this gives me Spell Echo and +1 level gems, and it just makes SRS crazy. But I do have an Advancing Fortress that I could probably put in right now and probably get set up full Spectres, because my Spectres own. I now have 3 Spectres. The Tukahama Vanguard, and they own pretty good. Even my zombies do a ton of damage right now. I got my zombies linked up with minion life, fortify, and minion damage, because they're mainly tanks, so I want them just to be tanky, but also do a little damage. But yeah, this character's pretty much ready to go. I want to try to get a bunch of these ghastly eye jewels, because they look like they're going to be crazy, especially if you can put them in that belt. If you get some really crazy mods like life, maybe one resist and then two really good minion mods on each jewel and put them in the belt, they'd probably be insane. But we'll test that out a little later. That's pretty much it for this guy. You know, this was pretty much just a progress that whenever me and my buddy can get on and play, we'll be playing it. So then the next character I made, which was this character, Spinning Bubbas. I just really love Cyclone, and this is pretty much just a copy of my Cycloner from the 10-day turmoil. I think I've been using Offax Crimson Cyclone build. If you guys are interested in it, look that up in the forums. It's a really fun build. It takes advantage of bleed. And of course I kind of put my own little spin on it a little bit, especially starting out. I did get a 5-link Glorious Plate, and I got super lucky on the roll on this. I transmuted it, and I think I bought this for like 1 chaos or something, maybe more, because it was pretty close to the start of League when I got this 5-link Glorious Plate. But I transmuted it, and I got the armor and the lightning res, and I was like, you know, what the heck, I'll regal it, maybe get something good. I really liked the added armor, and it had a resist, so I was like, sure. And bam, 99 life. I was like, done. You know, good enough. I put a crappy 50% increased armor roll on it, and yeah, this is like good enough to start maps easy. I do have this pretty axe right here that I'm going to try to 6-link. I just got to work on getting up some jewelers and fusing so I can 6-link this thing, or get my Vorsi up, which I think he's only like level 4, maybe 5. But right now I am wearing the wind scream again. I want to get rid of those once I get, you know, a Duresso's amulet is like 200 chaos at the moment, so I'm probably not going to be getting one of those anytime soon unless I get one drop. But if I get one of those +1 curse, then I can get rid of these. If I can get a good rare axe, or an at Ziri's Disfavor, which that's the point of getting this 6-link, just to make it easier. I could maybe farm Ubert Ziri once I get up to that point. With what I have, it might be a little bit tougher, but a 6-link I think would help just a little bit more, and this axe obviously would give me just a tiny bit more damage, since the Combs Primacy is good damage, but there's just stats I don't need, like accuracy, calling strike. I really don't need those, so this gives me a little bit better stats. And then of course I have the Devotee's Devotion with some crappy enchant that I got put on it. But yeah, I'll be trying to get a better enchant on those. And then of course I'm wearing the Hemophilia gloves, which are really good to start out with. You know, they explode things, dealing damage, which is really isn't needed. It's not necessary. Everything dies anyway. And then for right now I'm using the Belt of the Deceiver, which is really good, because I can't afford the Wretch, although I could probably get a really good rare rustic sash up, and it'd probably be a little better than the Belt of the Deceiver. But you know, the Belt of the Deceiver is just easy until I can get a Wretch and put in here, and get a Combs Heart, a Duresso's, Ami, and then I'll be set. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this character. I do have a Kira's Determination. But yeah, this is some of the stuff I started out with. I found this axe and used it Just a rare amulet that got 57 life and some strength. That was like good enough. I got a worm's molt that I used a little bit and some crappy quest reward jewel. But yeah, I got my sulfur flask, my seething flasks, my quicksilvers, and an iron skin. I would like to get a lion's roar, but lion's roar are like 20 C right now, so I don't want to drop 20 more C to get a lion's roar. Which I really don't need a lion's roar. I don't like them for the knockback, but they're really good against like some in-game bosses because they're not affected by knockback, and it adds insane damage if you can deal with the knockback. So, but it's not really needed for mapping or anything. So I'll probably try to get a lion's roar later on once I get a little closer to farming like Ubert Siri and stuff like that. This is one of the characters I want to get to level 100. That and the Summoner are really the two I would really like to get to 100. But then I made the Scion, which I'm having tons of fun with, and I can't wait till I can put the Shaper down with this character because it's really fun. It's a triple totem Dark Pack build. I never played Dark Pack before because it kind of looked like crap to me. Like it takes your life or your skeleton's life, and I was just like, that just doesn't sound like a fun build. But then when you put it in totems, I'm like, well, I really loved Spark Totem back in the day, so I'm going to give this a try, and I've been having a blast. It's really fun. It owns stuff in the face, like bosses and stuff just melt. Like I've been just melting stuff, which reminds me I can turn in some cards. I guess that might be a fun thing to do on camera here, because I did farm. If you don't know, what I usually do is as soon as I get to Act 10, I usually like save Bannon on the rooftop, and then what I do is I go back and I farm the Blood Aqueducts. And farming the Blood Aqueducts is good because it's fast, it's easy, and you get humility cards, which humility cards, if you don't know, can turn into Tabula Rasa. So you see I've got 10 humility cards from farming Blood Aqueducts, just getting to level 68 on this character and my Cycloner, so that was 2 characters I got to level 68 on and was able to get Tabula Rasa. And mind you, like it doesn't take many runs to get from like level 63, 64 is where I'm usually at when I hit Act 10. It doesn't take that many runs to get up to level 68. It's not bad at all. And I have a bunch of these carrion crows from there as well. I've got a few of them to turn in. But yeah, maybe I'll get turn a pack of these in and get the Tabula Rasa. But yeah, this build's pretty much just a straightforward put 3 totems down and everything dies. You do have to make sure stuff's pretty close to the totems. The only thing that I'm bummed out about this build is I am using a soul mantle. So right now I technically have a 5 link. Because I have this Dark Pack linked up with Void Manipulation, Added Chaos, Controlled Destruction, and the soul mantle actually gives me Totem, Spell Totem. So yeah. And you'll see this has a thing where it inflicts a random curse on you when your totems die. But basically you can't use, which I wish GGG would make some way you could, use the MTX on the totems. Because I have a bunch of the totem skins, but I can't use them on the soul mantle, which kind of sucks. So to counter the random curses that you get, because you will get like 4 or 5 curses on you. You can see my curses up here stacking up. Like as you're playing, you get these curses, and you're thinking, well, that's kind of crappy. Like you're running around with a bunch of curses, like temp chains and enfeeble and crap. Well, no, because you use these that give you 40% reduced effect of curses on you. Alright, so that gives us 80% reduced effect. And then to top all that off, we've got the Guardian that gives us 25% reduced effect of curses on you. So basically, curses mean nothing on us whatsoever. Actually, the only thing curses do for us is give us a damage boost. because we're using this jewel, the Self-Flagellation. 19% increased damage per curse on you. So yeah, each one of those curses that we're getting gives us 19% increased damage, which is really good because, you know, when you're flying through a map, you know, we're running around, popping new totems, totems are dying. You know, you easily have 4 to 5 curses on you at a time as you're running through maps. Which I haven't got to maps on this character yet, but even just, you know, running through the game, it's the same thing. Like, it's tons of damage. And, you know, you get to a boss, and when you get to a boss, it takes a couple seconds, you know, for the boss to pop. Like, I'll just sit there, like, on Azaro, I did my Cruel Lab, and I just sat here while Azaro was spawning, just building up some curses so that when he spawned, it would be, like, just pure damage in his face. I think I still have my Merciless Lab to do, if I'm not mistaken. I'm getting ready to do it before I kill Katava and take the big hit. And I'll be going Assassin. You know, just with my internet, I have to pick a good time to do these trials because you have no idea how bad it is when you get to like 3rd stage Azaro and you're about to walk through the door and your internet cuts out and you're like, well, crap, now I have to run clear through all that again just to get back to where I was. So, yeah, in a way I wish there was like a save point or something in there, but whatever. It is what it is. I just have to wait till my internet's good so that I can actually do it. I do have a few things for this character ready for when I do kill Azaro. Where the heck? Scion. Here we go. I do have the Combs Roots. I got these pretty cheap because they're corrupted, even though the 3% chaos isn't terrible. I can't put anything on these, any enchantments, which I'll probably be looking for another pair later to put on these, and I'll probably use these on another character that I'll show you in a bit. And then I've got the fingerless silk gloves that are decent. I've got this helmet. It's got Abyssal Cry, terrible. I got roomies, a flask, and for right now I'm going to be using the Divinarius. The only thing bad about this is it doesn't have attack speed on it. And I'm using pretty much, you can see like these boots have no movement speed whatsoever. So once I put them on, I'm going to be slow. I'm not going to be walking in maps at all. Like, I'm just going to be using Whirling Blades. And if you don't know Whirling Blades, I'll show you a little mechanic here. If you click far away with Whirling Blades, you see how long it takes. Like how long the animation is. If you click on it really close by your character, you actually go faster because the animation's actually a lot slower. So you travel pretty much about the same distance, but it seems a lot faster. So it does save a couple seconds, but especially if you need to like get out of like some big stuff's ready to hit you, you know, don't click way over here. If you want to be quick about it, just click right next to your character and get the heck out of there. But yeah, Whirling Blades doesn't go off movement speed, it goes off attack speed. So with no attack speed on that Divinarius, it's going to be a little bit slower. But it shouldn't be too bad. Maybe I'll try to find a jewel or something that gives me some attack speed with daggers or just pure attack speed, and maybe that'll help my movement speed out a little bit with that. But yeah, I think that's about it. I've been leveling up with a gold rim. Got a 40%er. I threw this on Heartbreaker. It was more damage than the rare that I had. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll put that on. Let's go see if this guy's still mad at us and get our Tabula Rasa. Like I said, farming the Tabula Rasa is pretty easy. Farming the Blood Aqueducts, like, literally just the time I was there leveling, especially with Abysses. I got a ton of cards off of stuff around Abysses because they spawn a lot of, you know, blues and rares. So yeah, pretty decently easy to get a Tabula. So now I pretty much will have a Tabula Rasa to play around with in this league for my upcoming characters. I do have a Witchfire's Brew that's going to give me a Despair Curse, which is just more damage, and I am spamming the crap out of Wither. I got a Wither set up with faster casting, increased duration, and arcane surge. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just throw down some totems and kill stuff. A pretty fun little build, all in all. And that's it for the characters I've leveled. I do have a couple. I guess I'll just start at the bottom. A couple that I'm going to be making that I think will be really fun builds. This is a guy I want to make. It's a Warchief totem build. I don't know what's got me into totems again. A lot of people hate totem builds, but I really like them. So yeah, this is going to be a Warchief totem build. And I've got a couple things to level up here with the Shivers thing, because I'm going swords, because I just want a Star Forge. That's the whole reason I'm making this character, is because I really like the look of a Star Forge, and so I want to go swords. So I got a couple things to help me level, and this is a big part of the build that really helps, is getting the dyed bell turned into a dyed bow, or whatever it's called, dyed bellow or whatever. So I actually, for 1 chaos, I got I bought the thing that when you defeat General Grievous, it will turn this into the dyed bellow or whatever it's called. So I actually had this drop, and I'm like, man, like I'd love to make a build with this. And then I happened to see this Warchief totem build, and I'm like, what? It uses this. So that's when I went. I'm like, I'm getting the prophecy. As soon as I get this guy to Act 3, I'm going to do that prophecy, and that's basically an in-game item for this build. So yeah, I think this build will be fun, especially with the Star Forge. I really like the look of a Star Forge, so I just have to get my Slayer up first to farm the Shaper a little bit, so that I can actually get one drop, because they are like 500-600 chaos for like the crappiest Star Forge you could ever buy. Right now, at least, unless, they'll probably come down in the next few weeks. But another character that I've set up to play is, I've been wanting to check out mines and traps, because it was bad, like back in the day. It seemed really bad and clunky, but everybody is saying that mines and stuff and traps are a lot better now. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try it. And Glacial Cascade is a skill I've wanted to play for a while. So I'm like, hey, why not make a Glacial Cascade miner? So that's what this character is going to be. Hence why I have the frozen microtransactions on. And I think I have a few things for this character. I got a Bitter Dream I'm going to level up with. Again, I have this that I'll probably throw a couple like low-level jewels in just to level up. I think it'll be pretty good. I've got the Essence Worm, and the reason I have the Essence Worm is because I want to have an Aurora, probably Hatred, but I don't want it to reserve any mana, because I have this Clear Mind Jewel. Look at that bad boy, 60% increased spell damage while no mana is reserved. That's insane. So I'm going to have that on. I got a Dream Fragments ring. I'm going to be wearing that in-game. And yeah, I got this drop on my Dark Pact totem. Like, it dropped, and I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that the skill I want for my miner? So I got Detonate Mines dropped. I got Vol Lightning Trap. This was a drop as well that I just got yesterday, as a matter of fact, in a Vol side area. And I was like, heck yeah, I'll use that on my miner. And then I got this drop as well. This is probably easy to get, and I don't even know if the build uses it, but I just went ahead and throw it in there just in case. But yeah, got a gold rim on this character, some Wanderlust shoes. I'm going to be playing pretty much Freezing Pulse for a little bit. And yeah, then I'm going to make that transition in the Glacial Cascade. It should be fun. I can't wait to get this character up and play it. I just need to farm maps right now. Like, that's the thing that's hard for me sometimes, is I get into making all these characters, and then I get a bunch of them up, and then I'm like, oh, no, I don't have the money to do anything, because I got all these characters, but I haven't actually, like, farmed maps or anything to get items to do anything with. So I need to really work on this guy, Spinning Bubba, and really get him up to farming maps, farming at Ziri, Uber Lab, and then farming Uber at Ziri and the Shaper, so I can get some of the items I need for some of these other characters. So that's probably what I'm going to be focusing on this week. And then the last character I have is a ranger. I've been wanting to play. I've been looking at tons of builds, going with like 2 dream feathers, and I'm like, oh man, that'd be great. Like, cause I love dual wielding. It's a thing I've always loved in every game, is dual wielding characters and dual wielding dream feathers. I was like, man, that'd be so cool to go with some of those builds. But it's been a long time since I've played an actual bow character. So I'm forcing myself. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to play a bow character. And I found this really good build that seemed really fun and really just kind of crazy. And I want to try it because it uses some weird stuff that like isn't meta at the moment, right? Like it doesn't use Doomfletch, no Queen of the Force, nothing. And I actually got some of the stuff for this build drop already. 2 Ashrins. This uses the Ashrend and a Lion's Eye. This basically gives us a 7-link if I can 6-link one of these, which this one is level 70, so I can try to 6-link this, and its rolls aren't terrible, so yeah, this one's level 56, but I may 4-link this one and use it for while I'm trying to 6-link this one. Because this will essentially give me a 5-link starting out maps. So, yeah. Lion's Eye bows are pretty cheap because nobody uses them anymore. So I can get one of those and try to... Like, I looked them up and they're like an Alka piece. Like, I can get Lion's Eye glares for like an Alka piece that are ready to be... You know, they don't have good links or anything, but I can, like, same way with this, I could 4-link one and then get another one for an Alk that I could work on 6-link, and pretty much what I'm going to do with these Ashrins. But yeah, I got these and I'm like, what the heck am I going to do with these? And I just like it was fate, man. Like this build pops up that I look at and I'm like, what? Like they use the Ashrend for this? I want to try this build now because I like intriguing, cool things like that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to give that a go. I don't know if I have anything else for this character yet. I got some crappy thicket bow here. But yeah, this will probably be a much later character, but I'm definitely going to give it a try. Because it looked really fun, and like I watched some of the guy's videos and he was taking down the Shaper and stuff. This league, in the Abyss League last week, he has some videos up where he was farming Shaper and stuff, so it seems really fun. It's one of those builds that that I really like to play. I don't like to play these super OP like face tanking builds. Like you see all these builds where you can just stand in Shaper's big beam and like who cares, like nothing can touch me and I can kill Shaper easy. Like this build actually relies on you like dodging the mechanics, which is I feel how the game was meant to be played. Oh, and there's somebody who's buying some of my stuff. So I guess we'll cut the video here. That's pretty much it. If you like the video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, hit the bell so you can know when I go post a new video. And yeah, if you have any comments, leave them down below for what videos you would like to see or builds you would like to see in the future. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later.